What's going on, guys? So, political commentator Tomi Lahren, she goes in on men. She says men are trash. I'm going to break it down, so let's get into it. Let's face it, man, women are something else, man. We all know how irrational women are. We know how emotional they are. We know how easily hurt they are. We know how when things don't go their way, it's the end of the world. And it's really no different in this case either. Matter of fact, this exemplifies some of the things that I talk about when it comes to women. Political commentator for Fox News, the beautiful Tomi Lahren. Obviously, she's butthurt. She goes in on men. So let's take a look at the clip from when she talks about how men are trash. She goes on this rant about men.
This is a PSA for all the men out there and all the boys who think they're men, but they're actually boys. This is going to be the summer of canceling boys. Now, from my own personal experiences and the experiences of all of my friends, which range in age from 24 to 36, we've all got issues. Now, I will also say this. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men.
Let me stop right there because she probably just identified a major issue. Well, for one, all my friends are attractive. All my friends are successful. All my friends have something going on. Well, I mean, typically that's where a lot of the issues start. Because one, first of all, your own perception of your friends is not necessarily the male perception. And women have a really hard time comprehending that. Like, what you think about other women and what you think about yourself is not exactly how men view you. That is one of the top fallacies in their logic right there. This idea that the way they perceive themselves is how men is going to perceive them. And the successful part and the we have it all together and all my friends are going through the same thing, it might have more to do with the fact that all y'all have the same mentality because y'all think y'all are successful and that y'all think y'all have it all together. Y'all think that somehow makes y'all the woman that men find desirable, which we'll find out is actually quite the opposite.
And you have to start looking at that and thinking, if an age range of that many people, including myself, living really all over the country and being blonde, brunette, short hair, long hair, I mean, tan, super white, super pale. I mean, these women range in every body type and everything. They're all successful, they're all intelligent, they're all good people. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you. It might be men. It might be men.
When do women ever think it's them? No, seriously. Can somebody please let me know, when do women ever take any accountability for their issues when it comes to dealing with men? I don't see it. I don't hear it that often. I rarely see it. It's always the man's fault. This is nothing new. I have to think that it might not be us. It might be them. So does every woman in the world. Every woman in the world believes that it might not be them. It's the man. It's the man's fault. That's the common consensus amongst women. Any issues that go on in dating is automatically attributable to the man. It's the man's fault.
Now, I've often talked about the pussification of America and how men are no longer men. I talk to my mom about this a lot, and she says, well, maybe it's just the guys in Texas. Maybe it's just the guys in Los Angeles. It's not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country in the age range of about 20 to, I think, about 55, maybe even 60. A lot of men are trash.
See, the issue with this is, what the fuck does trash even mean? What does that mean? Like, women will say that, and we have no idea what that means. What constitutes trash? What is the definition of trash? Define what makes a man trash, so we can know. This would be really helpful, Tommy. That way we can go down the checklist and we can know how to take ourselves out so that we can be better for ladies like you who are successful, smart, beautiful, intelligent, and have it all together.
A lot of men don't know how to treat women. A lot of men don't know how to really, quite frankly, pull their heads out of the sand and pay attention.
Again, a lot of vagueness. A lot of men don't know how to treat women. I don't know what that means. I don't know what women expect. I don't know how women expect to be treated. A lot of women want you to put them on pedestals. A lot of women want you to idolize them. A lot of women want you to treat them like they're the best thing in the world. And I hate to break it to you, women are flawed. Women will get the fuck on your nerves. Women will annoy you. Women will make you want to slap the shit out of them. So I have no idea what that means when she says men don't know how to treat women. Because for the most part, if I hold the door open for you, if I'm not knocking you out, if I'm not disrespecting you, if I'm not doing anything intentionally detrimental or intentionally trying to harm you physically, emotionally, spiritually, or mentally, then I'm treating you pretty damn well. I ask you, do you want to eat? We go have fun. We do things. I don't know exactly what women be expecting or what kind of expectations they have. I'll tell you though, it's often unrealistic. And that's probably why she's saying this. Let's face it, a lot of women have unrealistic expectations when it comes to how they should be treated by men. And I don't know what pulling our heads out of the sand means. I don't know what that means. I really believe a lot of women really believe that a man's world should revolve around them. I honestly believe that. And no alpha man is going to do that. I'm sorry. You're just not.
So I am going to help you. And these are some of the things that I've experienced, and these are some of the things my friends have experienced. I'm just going to lay a few things out. They haven't all happened to me. Some of them have just happened to my friends. A lot of them have happened to me. So the first thing, and I've made notes, by the way. I've made notes. This is how invested I am in this, because I've been thinking about this for about 2 weeks solid now. First question for men. If you like a girl, if you're even somewhat interested in a girl, you need to ask yourself this question. Are you single? No, I don't mean are you kind of single, seeing 5 people, dating somebody, still kind of in a relationship, kind of broken up, kind of on again, off again, kind of married, kind of divorced. Are you actually single? That means single. You have nobody. You have no complications. You have no attachments. You are actually single. That is the first question, believe it or not, that needs to be asked. And ladies, you should be asking it, because in 2020, it's not a given anymore that a guy that's actively pursuing you is actually single.
Is this woman aware of how women are? Like, how many of you guys out there have tried to tell a woman that you're done or tried to let her go and she won't leave you the hell alone? How many men out there have dealt with women who don't understand, no, we're done, I'm moving on? How many men out there have dealt with women who pop up when you didn't tell them to, who take the initiative to do things and you didn't ask them to do it? You didn't want them to do it. Is she not aware that this is actually a possibility? Like, this happens. I can be single, I can be done, and it still can be complicated to her because in her mind, it just hasn't registered. I know I'm not the only man who's dealt with that, but it happens. Believe it or not, Tommy, it happens. Now, there are some guys out there who will be in a relationship or even be married and still attempt to approach a woman despite the fact that he's in a committed relationship. That absolutely happens. I'm just saying, though, you never know what's going on behind the scenes. He could be ready to break up or divorce her ass. He could just be trying to make sure he got a backup before he lets that go. I'm just saying, that's a possibility. You never know when there's trouble in paradise. So don't be so dismissive of that, Tommy. Don't be so dismissive of that. Maybe he's trying to make sure he got his next boo thing before he let this one go. I'm just saying.
So that's the first thing. The second thing that I think is very important that men don't seem to understand. There are very few women out there, and I'm speaking from personal experience as well as from all of my friends and all the women, quite frankly, that I talk to. There is not a woman out there that wants to be your pen pal. She doesn't want to get your texts, your good morning texts, your good night texts, your random through the day texts, if they don't follow up with a plan to actually, here's the kicker, in person, hang out.
Whoa, we know that ain't true. We know that ain't true. There's absolutely a lot of women out in the world who want to be your pen pal. What are the guys doing in the friend zone? What are those guys? The guys that women put in their friend zones, they become their pen pals, and women love it. Women love emotional support. I don't know why she said that. Women absolutely love when men hit their line. They love leaving them on red. They love leaving them on scene. They love not texting back. Women love having pen pals. Women love having pen pals. Matter of fact, look at, in the age of social media, all women would post is, I want a texting buddy. Who want to be my texting buddy? Who want to be my texting buddy? We know, women love pen pals, actually. A woman will text you all day, and when you try to link up, she'll disappear. How many guys notice, how many guys have dealt with this? Like, what is this woman saying right now? She might be talking about the type of woman she is, and clearly she's talking about that's the type of woman she is. But she just said there's not a woman in the world who wants a pen pal. And from what I've seen, and from hearing other guys, and from what I observe, women absolutely love pen pals. Women love pointlessly texting. And a woman will pointlessly give you her number so you can pointlessly just text her for her to pointlessly not respond.
Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, it's COVID. People can't hang out in person. This has not been a 4-month problem. This has been a 5-year problem that I've experienced with men and my friends have experienced with men.
I find it odd how she's this attractive and the men she talked to don't want to hang out with her or don't want to link up. I can't say that it's the men. She can't be this attractive, but no man wants to hang out with her. If she's sitting here complaining about this shit, she must have experienced this enough to the point where she's actually ranting about men texting her and not wanting to hang out. So you gotta wonder what's wrong with her. But I'm seeing a lot from this video early on. I already know what her issue is. She's a spoiled brat. This woman is a brat who has no idea what men like, no idea how men operate, and unrealistic expectations. She has very little patience, and she's very demanding. This is evident from the moment she made this video within the first 30 seconds. This woman will get the hell on your nerves. I can tell you that right now. She's the type of woman you just got to kiss to shut her up. And she's the type of woman that if you don't do what she wants, she won't shut the fuck up.
Women do not want a pen pal. We don't want a texting pal. We quite frankly don't care if you text us all day or if you don't text us at all. If you're not going to make a plan to actually see us in person, not interested. And if you do have a woman out there that just wants to be your pen pal, it's probably because she has a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or whatever.
How about just some emotional validation? How about that? A lot of women just want emotional validation. They just feel good knowing that there's men out there who like them and who want to be with them and who will talk to them and haven't had sense enough to know that this woman's not interested and I'm going to keep texting her and trying to convince her to be interested, trying to convince her to like me. Women like that. Women love attention. I don't know any woman who doesn't love attention. Women love fucking attention.
But that also leads me to my second point. This is going to be backwards for you guys. Make plans. Make a plan. Do not assume that you can text somebody randomly in the middle of the day, what are you doing? Or text them at midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or even just within hours of when you actually want to see them and think that they're going to be available. I personally, once I get home and I take my makeup off and I'm watching TV, I'm no longer interested. So if you didn't make a plan earlier in the day, or better yet, a day or 2 or 3 in advance, I'm not interested. I don't want to hang out anymore because that ship has sailed.
I do that all the time. I like spontaneity. I'm big on being spontaneous, and a lot of women find spontaneity attractive. Now, I can understand if you just are too busy, but there's been plenty of times where I hit a woman up an hour or two before seeing her, and I'm like, yo, let me pull up. And she lets me, and I can see her, and we can hang out. Because most women, if they really like you, they will be open to you just being spontaneous and pulling up. In my experience, how many other guys can be spontaneous and just decide he want to see you in the same day or hours before you actually see her and she allows you to? You know, that's a thing. And how I sound, today is Monday. Look, I want to see you. You free Thursday at 3 o'clock so I can pull up and come see you? I don't want to see you Thursday. If I'm telling you I want to see you on Monday, that means I want to see you ASAP as soon as possible. So when you free, if you're free right now, let me know if you're free so I can pull up, because I'm trying to see you right now. Ain't nobody trying to wait no 3 damn days to see you. I'm not about to tell you I want to see you in 3 days. Now, if we got plans, if we supposed to do something, or we supposed to go out or go somewhere or go to an event or something like that, then I'll make plans in advance. But if you're talking about just chilling, I can call you right now and be like, yo, what you doing? You busy? You want to watch a movie? I'll pull up in 2 hours. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's how I'm going to continue to be. You sound stupid talking about once I take my makeup off. What, you not confident in yourself? You don't think the guy going to like you without your makeup? I don't even want a woman who doesn't want to be seen because she took her makeup off. That's a problem for me. That's a red flag for me.
Next thing, value. Okay? Value. Take that in. Just repeat it to yourself until it makes sense. Okay. If you want to date a girl that has nothing going on, then that's fine. But please do not mix in people like me and my friends who have something going on with your other girls that have nothing going on. And by nothing going on, I mean this. There is no job that is unimportant. There is no job that's not valuable or that's not worthy. It is. But if you want to mix in people like me and people like my friends who are go-getters, who work really hard, who make their own money, who are talented, skilled, ambitious.
See, that's the pussification of men that she was talking about earlier. A guy who wants a woman who does all that, who does everything a guy does, that guy wants a man. Those are the pussified men. Because a man doesn't need a woman who does all that. A lot of men don't want women who do all that. At least not alpha men. I ain't gonna say a lot of men because the majority of men are betas. So the alpha men who do exist, we don't need a woman to do all that. I don't want no woman to do all that. I don't need you to be a guy for me. I don't need you to be a guy with me. That's going to create the most issues right there. Because if I got to deal with a woman who acts like a guy, I'm going to treat that woman who acts like a guy. And we don't need that issue.
Please don't mix us in with the Tatianas. We don't want to be there. Frankly, we take it as an insult.
We take it as an insult when women talk to guys who have nothing going on. We take it as an insult when she puts you in the friend zone, when you're treating her how she wants to be treated, and then you got a guy who's a complete asshole and a jerk to her, who call her bitch and talk to her crazy and put his hands on her and do all that, and that's the guy she continues to run after, and then when he try to leave, she defends him and protects him. We feel offended by that. We feel offended by that. We feel offended by you getting pregnant by the guys who aren't equipped to raise a family or take care of kids, and you are, but you're the friend, you're the pen pal, you're the emotional support guy who's just there whenever the guy who be beating her upside the head and be treating her like shit decides to do those things. You're who she runs to. So we're insulted by that.
So if you want that kind of a girl, the kind of girl who's just kind of happy going through the motions of life, not really super ambitious, hasn't really found herself yet, doesn't really have a whole lot going on other than she's pretty, please just go after them.
Oh, that sounds like a great woman. That sounds like my kind of woman. Doesn't have anything really going for her other than the fact that she's pretty. I can work with that because I'll take care of all the financial burdens. I can work with that. Oh, I can absolutely work with that. Just sit there and look pretty for me, baby. Be supportive, be nurturing, tend to our kids, tend to our family, tend to the house, go out and buy the groceries when I bring home the money. You know what I'm saying? Be feminine, be kind. Be patient, be sweet, be loving, be loyal, communicate with me. Yes, I can deal with a woman who likes actually being a woman. And who conforms to traditional gender roles. I actually can appreciate that more than a woman who wants to be the fucking CEO of a Fortune 500 company and wants to work all day and night like she's a man trying to maintain and take care of his family.
A lot of women out there that I know that are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but who can't seem to find a decent guy, even if they go up in age 5 to 10 to 15 years, because those guys all want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on.
No shit. They work too much. I just said no man wants to deal with a woman who acts like a man. And you talking about being successful. If you being successful because you work a lot, chances are the men that you meet work a lot as well. And those guys, they tend to be extremely disagreeable, extremely masculine, extremely alpha. And they don't want to put up with a woman who does the same exact thing. You see, the more masculine a man tends to be, the more feminine he tends to want his woman. Are these women not aware of the laws of nature? Have these women not studied evolution and biology? How can you think you're going to attract the type of man that you really dream of, the masculine alpha type of guy? This is the guy you want. This is the guy you need. Respectful, responsible, respected, admirable. He's also the type of guy to not let a woman walk over him. He's also not the type of guy to let a woman tell him how to live and what to do and what to be concerned with and how to go about his life. So it's going to be extremely difficult. The more successful you become as a woman, it's going to be that much more difficult to find a man you want. That's why the research indicates that the women who struggle the most at finding love are 40 and single and don't have kids, and they work a lot. The doctors, the lawyers, the women who are workaholics find it harder to find a man. Why? Because men want their women to tend to them. Men do not want a workaholic woman, especially if he's a workaholic. That don't mix.
It's very unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be fulfilling. But I would say to the men out there, try to maybe find a woman that you can talk to, communicate with, might actually have her shit together, might actually be ambitious and have something going on or want to have something going on. I don't care what she does. She doesn't have to be on TV. She doesn't have to be a PhD. She doesn't have to be a television producer. She doesn't have to own her own company, but be ambitious and have something going on. Those women out there are going to be a lot more fulfilling to you. You're actually going to enjoy your time. And if you actually might want a sustainable and healthy and stable relationship, that's probably the kind of girl you're going to need to find.
See, at this point, this is when I say women are idiots. And I say women are idiots because they don't take the time to actually observe and assess what men actually like. Because they're so focused on men doing for them what they want men to do for them. And they're so caught up in this notion that they're the prize and men should be doing everything to get them, that they don't think about what they actually do that attracts men to them. They don't think about what would make a man really desire to be with me. What would make a man want to commit to me? It's all about what the man should do. It's never about what they should do. And that's why a lot of these women struggle, because women do not pay. I will say men pay a lot more attention to women, maybe because we're the hunters, we're the initiators. So we have to understand what women like than women pay attention to us. See, women just have to sit back and wait for a man to approach them. Men have to actually go out and get women. Men have to have skill. We have to have talents. We have to have gifts. We have to have personality. We have to have humor. We have to be attractive. We have to have money. Women just have to look good. So women don't have to invest as much in actually attracting men as men have to invest in attracting women. So it would make sense that they don't have to pay attention to what men actually like. But you see, the thing is, men are the gatekeepers of marriage and relationships. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. So if you're trying to be in a relationship, if you're trying to be married, then maybe you should be trying to analyze and understand what actually would make a man want to commit to you and want to marry you. That's what you should be trying to do. The same way men try to understand what's going to make a woman want to get in bed with him, the same way we take time to observe and actually see what will make a woman want to sleep with me, and then we try to emulate that or we try to become that, women should try to do the same. You know, I realize that a man will put everything aside and figure out what he needs to do to attract a woman. But a woman will not study what she needs to learn in order to figure out what will make a man get down on one knee and what will make a man want to commit and be in a monogamous relationship with her. This I have observed. They don't have a tendency to do this.
The next thing on my list is this: consistency. It really does not help me or my friends or any woman in general if you are really cool and you're really interested when you first start talking to them, and then give it 3, 4, 5 days, and all of a sudden you're not consistent anymore. You don't make plans, you don't really care, you kind of fade in and out, you're talking to 5 other Tatianas. Consistency is important.
I agree with her here. Consistency is important, and if you're trying to convey that you are interested in someone, then you should be consistent. But as she just said, if you got 5 other Tatianas, then if the guy got 5 other Tatianas, then he's probably screwing one of them when it seems like he's not that consistent. Also, if he just met you and it's only been 4 or 5 days and he's not moving as fast as you want him to, or he's not doing what you think he should do, then he's probably dealing with other women. It's simple.
Now, if you want to be inconsistent and you want to ghost and you want to fall off the radar, that's fine, but I'm going to give you a pro tip. People like me and people like my friends, we aren't going to really give a shit after that. We don't really care. The F's have been given and we're kind of done.
So, if you didn't give a shit, you wouldn't be talking about it. Y'all be hurt. Y'all be hurt as shit. You know why? Because y'all finally find a guy that y'all really like, and this guy isn't reciprocating or showing interest the way that you think he should show interest. So that upsets you. Oh, you absolutely care. That's why this rant is going on right now. That's why you're having this rant. You care. As difficult as it is for a woman to find a guy that she actually likes, she absolutely cares when this guy isn't showing the interest she think he should, or he's not reciprocating, because she's already infatuated as well, and she's already anticipating him asking her out and doing things and putting her on this pedestal and treating her like she's queen, and he doesn't even know her. All he knows is that she looks good and he wants to fuck. That's all he knows.
I'll tell you this from personal experience. Once I'm turned off, I am turned off, and I don't care anymore. Because at one point, I probably did care. At one point, my friends, they probably did care. They probably did like you because you expressed interest and maybe you were cool and maybe you were kind of fun to hang out with. But if you're not consistent and you fall off the radar, I give you maybe 1 to 2 chances to fix that, because I'm a very direct communicator. Women, this is important. I will communicate to you. If your communication isn't great, I will let you know that. I will let you know that more effort is needed. But if you don't heed that warning and I have to warn you twice, I'm done at that point because I don't really care anymore.
Not me. If you fall off the face of the planet with me, every chance you have to do it with me, every chance you have to fix it with me, you just got to show up. You got to show up and you got to be willing to do whatever I'm down to do. That's how you make it up to me. See, a woman, you can change my mind with a little bit of physical interaction. You can change my mind. As long as you're willing to come over, you can change my mind. You don't get 1 or 2 chances with me. That's only in a relationship. But we can do the sexual shit all day. You can get infinite chances when it comes to sexual interaction. It's only finite when it comes to actually being in a committed relationship. You only get 1 or 2 chances at that.
My last thing on my list is also very important. Don't be, excuse my language, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. If you have been failed and you lost a woman of value, like myself or my friends.
I love when women self-proclaim their value. Like, who told you that you was a woman of value? The guys in your DM because they want to fuck you because you look good? That's who told you was a woman of value? Where do women get this idea that they're all women of value? All women think they're beautiful. All women think they're great girlfriends. All women think they're magnificent, marvelous, just women of value, think they're wifey material. Objectively, there's some contention there. I can refute, because women are human and women often play a big part in their dating failures.
And then we don't really care anymore. Don't be a bitch. Don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself, okay? And it's no longer my problem. Now it's become a personal problem of yours. So don't be a bitch. And by the way, if I'm no longer interested because your effort is shitty, that's not me being a bitch. That's not me being difficult. That's me having a standard in which I expect from people. I do have high standards and high expectations. My friends have high standards and high expectations. Do you want to know why? We've worked for those.
And we all know women have a tendency to be unreasonable. Women can be extremely unreasonable. Women often are extremely unreasonable. So if me trying to be reasonable and trying to explain something to you and being logical and trying to help you calm down is me being a bitch, then you don't deserve me as a man anyway, honey. You don't deserve me as a man, period.
That's why we have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard. And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay. A lot of men cannot. But if you are one of those men out there, and I have them all over my DMs, sometimes I check them, and you guys are like, what would it take to be with someone like you? What would it take to be with your friends? What are girls like you? What are they looking for?
A whole bunch of betas in her DM. And that's what the problem is. That's why these women think they're valuable. That's why these women think they're wifey material. And that's why these women are full of themselves when it comes to their value on the dating market. Because beta males be asking them dumbass questions. What does a guy have to do to get with a girl like you, huh? I'd love for you to be one of my wives. I don't really have a wife, but you could be the first. I love that. Oh, what is it going to take for me to take you out, huh? I'd be your knight in shining armor. What's it gonna take, huh? Cutie like you. Oh, don't be that way. Can we at least be friends? Can we be friends? I'm not creepy. I won't do anything to you that you don't like. I'm a good guy. I hold the door open. I'll text you every night. Good night. Sleep well, baby. Don't treat me that way. Baby, why you gotta treat me this way? It's this kind of guys that be in a DM. And it's the reason why they think they're catches. Because these are the guys filling their heads up and they believe it. I have a lot of guys in my DM, okay? They would kill to be with me. Okay, so why don't you like them? Isn't it funny how women always talk about how many guys want them, but they don't want none of the guys? What's wrong with the guys? Why don't you want them? Oh, because you're attracted to the alpha. You're attracted to the guy who will challenge you. You're attracted to the guy who's going to bring some self-awareness to you and point out your flaws and criticize you and hold you accountable for your mistakes and your actions. Stop letting them beta males fill y'all heads up. Y'all got guys in y'all DM who are attracted to y'all. They find y'all attractive. They wouldn't know what to do with y'all when they get them. And you ain't going to be attracted to them when you find out how nice they are. It happens every day. It happens all the time.
I laid them out for you very simply there. In order to have a shot with a girl like me or girls like my friends, girls that are worth a damn, you don't really have to be Brad Pitt. You don't have to be famous. You don't even really have to make a lot of money or have a really fantastic job.
She just told 4 lies. You don't have to be Brad Pitt. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to make a lot of money, and you don't have a fantastic job. You don't have to have a fantastic job. Do you know why she told those 4 lies? Because she knows that those are the things that guys think they have to have. Why do guys think they have to have that? Because guys often have to have those things. I guarantee you if she gets married in the next year, it won't be to some guy you've never heard of. I can guarantee you that. It won't be a guy who makes less than what she does either.
You just have to be determined. You have to be in some way successful in that you want to attain some certain kind of success for yourself. You're driven. You have goals. You can handle a woman with standards. That's not going to turn you off. And you're going to put in the effort to be with somebody like myself or my friends. We deserve that.
Women always think they deserve the world. Women always think they deserve the world. Why do you deserve the world? What the fuck have you done for the world? What have you done? How did you contribute? Why do you believe this?
And we will not compromise our standards. I tell you this, it will be a cold day in hell when I chase a man.
Be a cold day in hell before she get married. This lady's a brat. This lady's a brat. I know she a headache. Starbucks. I asked you to get 3 pumps of sweet and you got 2. And I can taste the difference. You don't listen. You know what? You don't respect me as a woman. You don't value me. That's your issue. I'm done. Okay? I gave you a chance with the first pump, and your second chance was the second pump, and they left it at that. So those were your 2 chances. You didn't get the third pump, you don't get a third chance. I'm done. And when I'm turned off, I am turned off. There is no coming back from this. No coming back from this. I know this lady.
And I know that's the same thing for my friends as well. And if my friends are listening and they're thinking about chasing a man, please, for the love of God, do not. Because there is not one single man on planet Earth, okay, that is worth making any woman feel like she is not good enough.
A woman feeling like she's not good enough is a woman feeling like she's not good enough. You can do everything in your power for a woman. An insecure woman will still feel like she's not good enough if you do one thing that she doesn't like. She will overlook everything good that you've done, and you can do one thing that she doesn't like or agree with, and she will question everything about her relationship. How many men can attest to that? How many men have experienced that? How many men know I'm telling the truth?
I don't care how hot a girl is, how smart, how successful, how rich a girl is, how smart, how successful. For the love of God, do not. Because there is not one single man on planet Earth, okay, that is worth making any woman feel like she is not good enough. I don't care how hot a girl is, how smart, how successful, how rich. We have all dealt with men who treat us like we are not good enough. No, the problem is we are too enough and you can't handle it.
And there it is. What I say? No accountability whatsoever. They're never the problem. The guy is always the problem. If they're difficult, it's because you can't handle it. Women think men are just supposed to take whatever they throw at them. We're supposed to put up with whatever they say, whatever they do, however they act, no matter how detrimental, no matter how harmful. Women with this mentality are really full of shit. It's mind-boggling how selfish, self-centered, and entitled women are when it comes to dating. How they think the world revolves around them, how they place themselves on their own pedestals, and how they crown themselves with their own tiaras and think that that's objectively who they are and what men should see, what men should value, and how men should deal with them. It's amazing. That's why the marriage rate has decreased with American women. That's why the divorce rate has increased. And that's why women initiate 70% of the divorces that actually go on. Because women are spoiled. Women are selfish. Women are entitled. Women think you owe them because they're women. And that's the reality of it. So to the brothers out there who got a good woman, value that. Y'all don't have to value women like this. She's just upset. She'll come around. But she shows you just how bratty and entitled and stubborn and irrational women can be. Over and out.